What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. We're a niche channel reserved for the best. Good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's Sixth Element of Hip Hop. I'm Reno Noir, your host, and this is my co-host Stu Dog. What's good, bro?
Peace.
What's up, everybody who's chilling tonight? We got some people in the chat already. Salute to the tribe. Peace to everybody that showed up and showed out. We appreciate you, and we love you.
Yes, we do.
It is DC Day, we call it, because it's all things DC, baby. We talk DC. We talking about current events, news, whatever it is in DC, in the world of DC. Do you remember what, Corey? What's good, bro?
Oh, I like to call it the DC Power Hour, but that's just me.
The DC Power Hour. I like that.
Yeah, that's just me. That's just me.
I like that, and I think we might change the name. That's a good name. Wow. So I was looking at this article about the Goonies actress Carrie Green.
Mm-hmm.
She's unrecognizable 37 years after the movie.
Are you serious?
Apparently.
Wow. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, like the guy that played Sam in Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
He still looks like Mikey.
Yeah, it looks like the same kid.
Right, he's like the same kid, but he just you just know he's older. Like you can tell he's older.
Right.
He looks the same. Right. All right, like he still look the same. But
yeah.
Wow, man. Now that was the chick that was his brother's girlfriend, right?
Yeah,
the other chick?
The one Allie, the older one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The one that was bugging out. I have a beautiful body. I have a beautiful body.
I was on YouTube one time, and I stumbled across the video that was like it went to the town where they filmed Goonies, and it was like showing you the movie. It looked in the movie, and then it showed you it now. It almost looks the same, bro. It looks the same. I was like, damn. I didn't know that was a real town. I thought that was like a movie set or something.
Right.
That was an actual town, but they actually filmed that movie.
Yeah, and you know what? I didn't know as a kid. Like as a kid back in the early mid 80s, I had never heard the term boondocks.
No,
they talk way out in the boondocks and the boonies, and so I had no idea that's what the Goonies means. It was like their slang. Instead of the boondocks, they called it the goondocks. If you remember in the movie, they say that a few times in the movie. They refer to their neighborhood as the Goondocks, and I didn't pick up on that as a kid. That it's a play on like Boondocks, and out in the boonies, they're the Goonies.
Yeah, I never picked up on that either. I gotta watch that. I usually watch it, put it in every once in a while. Me and the kids watch it. We sit around and check it out.
Yeah, it's a classic.
What? Forever.
Always.
Hopefully they never remake it. Hopefully we.
Let's.
Yeah, you can't remake the Goonies. Yeah,
it's just not going to be. Those movies you could remake it, but it was something about the time. It was just that right time and the way the world was, and the ability still in the 80s to have disbelief or believe in the unbelievable and things like that. But I think Americans are jaded now. I mean, we've seen the government is crooked. We've learned all these things that were only whispered about in the 80s, but now it's like we've seen it. We know everything is crooked. We know that I think we lost our sense of wonder, whatever they call it. We lost our and that's why I think people are nostalgic for those times. But
it's like with you ever see the Warriors? Like they keep talking about making a sequel, like or a remake. And everybody keeps going to live it when they do because they're like, no, you don't need to remake that movie. Like, there's no need to remake the Warriors. We're fine watching the version that's out there right now. Yeah,
Right.
like that's stupid. Like everybody's like, oh, we're fine watching this. Like we don't need another. We don't need a bad remake of the Warriors.
Yeah, just come
We don't
on. It's
need a.
the ultimate director's cut, a brand new cut with special features. Can you dig it?
Yeah, you got the Supreme. I need to go get that cut.
Yeah, this is nice. It's they got
It's
4
just a.
featurettes. It's pretty good. It's
That's
a pretty good
dope.
deal. Yeah, it's a great
That's
deal.
dope, man.
Director
Yeah,
Walter
yeah.
Hill claims his turf with the Warriors' ultimate director's cut. Its stunning, musty version of the classic film, loaded with special features that pack an extra punch. The Warriors are ready to fight their way back to Coney Island, but standing in their path are some of the baddest out for blood gangs in New York City. It'll take every bit of street smarts and every weapon they can find to make it back alive. Special features: introduction by director Walter Hill, 4 featurettes: The Beginning, Battleground, The Way Home, The Phenomenon, and then the original theatrical trailer. Yeah, I haven't even sat and, like, watched all the, featurettes and stuff, but, yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that. I've had
Bro,
this
I don't
fig
know how you
yep,
could. I would have watched everyone
I
in that motherfucker. There's no
you
way
know,
I
I
could
got
have.
a lot of those DVDs with all the extra stuff, but and, like, The Goonies, like, "Yo, what's good, Multi? Salute." You know,
Multiverse.
The Goonies is, like, one of the in the '80s, I remember because everything was VHS. I remember we went to the video store and rented The Goonies on VHS. We
Right.
had the movie for the weekend or whatever. We brought it back to the video store, and they swore that this was not their video. I'm like, "Your name is on the box." And they're, like, scanning it, and they're like, "Well, it's not on our computer." And they're like, "So, we can't take it back." And I'm like, "Well, what about" you know what I'm saying? And my dad, he's like, "Well, I don't wanna catch a late fee or whatever." He's like, Under your name, you have no videos out right now."
Nah.
So we kept the movie because they made us keep it. And, like, it had the video store's name on it and everything. Weirdest fucking thing. Very weird fucking thing my dad talks about to this day. It was really weird. But so, yeah, so we had the Goonies, and me and my little sister, I think we must have watched it 100 times. Just
Man, you got a free copy
we got a
of
free
the
copy.
Goonies. Of the Goonies.
Yeah. And that's back when I think videotapes were like $35 or something.
Yeah, they were up there then, man. You couldn't get them.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think they. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I started my video collection, it's literally like most of my movies were the Blockbuster used bin because that was
Yeah,
the cheapest you were gonna get them. Like the bomb
right,
knew they were like 30, $35. And he was
right.
like, man, that's a lot, man. That's a lot for a movie.
Yeah,
So I just started buying them out of there. And I mean, they were the original movies.
right.
And
Oh,
they just
yeah.
had the Blockbuster, it would say Blockbuster, but it would say the movie on it. I was like, skip it.
Mhm.
And then Blockbuster started, letting them like after a while they would put another sticker on there. So I'd take the
Right.
Blockbuster off and just put it. I was like, man, I'll take that. But with my VHS collection, bruh, I mean, I still have some. I actually still have some DVDs when they went to DVD. I still have some
Mhm.
DVDs at the Blockbuster rentals. Like they're how they sell the rentals. They had like 500 copies of it when it comes out. Then
Right.
they'll sell them. I mean, come on, bro. You had to make a lot. I don't understand how that could have went out of. Like, you had to make a lot of money off of that, bro. If you, I mean, if you had 100 copies and you rented that joint out every day for a month,
Yeah.
bro, that's at the price they were what were they like $5.99, $3 a movie, $4 a movie.
Yeah, you know what? I forget how much it was. And we stayed in
Mhm.
Blockbuster too.
Bro, who you telling?
You know what I mean? Yeah, like we had like that was a at one point we was going there every day, like we was, you know what I'm saying? But
I
yeah,
would go every Tuesday. I went every Tuesday like clockwork because that's when they got the new releases.
right.
And then you would rent them. I think what you keep them 5 days or 3 days, 3 day rentals. You had 3 day
Yeah,
rentals,
3
you had
days and
5 day
then
rentals. If it
yep.
was a brand new movie, you could only keep it 3 days.
Yep, that's how they do. Yeah, because they wanted to make sure everybody could get to see it. Because them new releases would be gone. They'd have a whole wall of copies, and they'd all be gone. I used to hate that shit and come in there every fucking
Come in
day like,
there, right, every day, right?
"Oh, I ain't got
You had
one."
to come, bro. That's why I went on Tuesday. I went every
Yeah,
Tuesday. Like, come on.
but you had to get there early because everybody went there on Tuesday and got them all. But we used to, like, literally hang around in the store waiting for somebody to bring one back and shit. Like,
I did
we
that.
like
I've done that.
yeah, like, if
Yeah, I've
it's a
done that.
certain movie you gotta have, like, yeah, you end up waiting there, be like, "Man, somebody gonna walk in and drop one in that box." And people would literally
What?
wait there for that to
What?
happen. Yeah.
Then they started selling movies. Like
Word.
Blockbuster sold them, and they were pretty cheap. Like they would have a good sale. And you couldn't really, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, you couldn't beat what they were doing at the time. Like it was no way to beat it. You could, you
Nah,
could, you could copy it, but you couldn't beat it, bro. It
mhm.
was, it was
And I think
literally,
they put all the little video stores out of business.
yeah, he did,
You know,
yeah.
all the mom and pop little video stores were done, and I bet they were happy when that whole shit shut down. I know a lot of, like, mom and pop video store owners were like, "That's what you get." But I remember
The
the
mom and pop
day.
was the mom and pop was boss too. Some of them was good. Some of them,
Oh, hell
like
yeah.
Hollywood Video was good, and then you had like some
Word.
smaller
Yep.
than that. Yeah, they were
Yep, we had
good, bro. They
Hollywood.
were,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
like
used
they
to
were
like the
struggling.
one that it was, it was called Renaissance Video. It was just this guy, and he just had this insane store full of the most obscure, rare movies that you didn't even know existed. Like, that's where we used to go. I used to
Yeah.
bring my boombox with the Wu-Tang, me, and I'd go in there, I'd set it up on the counter, me and my homeboy, and we'd play the skit and be like, "What's that movie?" And he'd be like, "Oh, that's that one," and, like, tell us what Shaw Brothers that movie came from, or you know, the Sonny Carson movie, like all of that. Like, he had all of
Wow.
that. So yeah, we
Wow.
used to love that shit.
Wow.
Yo,
Oh my God, yo,
Slick Nick.
sixpence. What up, Slick Nick? The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. You know what, man? There is a blockbuster. It's in the Midwest somewhere.
Yeah,
And
there's one. There's one
yeah,
left.
and they still.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the lady was saying, she said she'll order, like when it comes to like movies, she does it just like they used to do it.
Yeah.
She said I'll order like 50 copies of a movie, and she
She
said
would
we'll
go
put
to
them up.
she's like, I go to Walmart.
Sometimes she go to Walmart. Yeah, sometimes she said she had to go to Walmart and
Yeah.
get them. And I
And
was
buy
like,
the
damn.
DVD. Wow.
Yeah. She said if she couldn't get them online or whatever, or they didn't,
Yeah.
they wasn't gonna come on time, she said
Yeah.
I would just go to Walmart, pick them up. I was like, wow, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Cause
But
you're one store, so you can do shit like that. But I remember the day. Like, I rented some VHS movies that weekend. Came in when I returned them, and I was gonna go rent some more. So I drop them in, and I turn around going to the shelf, and I'm realizing, "What, this shit looks kind of weird. It looks off." And then I realize it's all DVDs. And I'm like, "What?" And I look around the store, it's only DVDs. And they had a
yeah,
bin of, like, VHSs. They were trying to just sell them off. And I'm like, "Whoa." I hadn't bought a DVD player yet. This was
right.
early. And I'm like, "Yo, you can't do this to me. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, come on." Like, I was mad. I was like, "No, you can't." You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, they made me convert. They made me go buy a DVD player. Like, they made me
You know,
convert.
you know who it was that made everybody convert? People don't realize it, but Sony. Sony is the company that
Mhm.
made everybody convert to DVD. Um, salute. Um, when they
Yes.
came out with the PlayStation 2,
Mhm.
they played DVDs, so you could
Yeah.
watch movies on them.
Yep.
And they were pushing the DVD format on everything. And so like everybody started going out and buying them. And then when people saw the clarity and the sound clarity and all that, they were like, yo, I gotta have more of these. And then they became affordable, Now it's like, yo, they were cheaper than VHSs. And they took up less space. And that's
Yeah.
what made everybody switch. The Sony PS2 single-handedly switched the whole world
That and
from
Blockbuster.
VHS. Yep, from VHS to DVD. Straight up and down.
Yep.
Straight up and down.
Stu
Yo,
and
yo,
Rand.
yo, Mark
Nigga Flip
Gillian, what's
Mark, the
going
Land
on?
was good. Yeah, man. I remember you from the Full Blast Tribe.
Yeah, from the tribe,
Full Blast
yeah.
Rap.
He from the
Mhm.
yeah.
But
But
yeah,
yeah,
like yeah, it was Blockbuster and PlayStation. You're right. And the porn industry. The porn industry converted
Nah,
Everybody,
sir.
yeah, oh yeah, look this up. The porn industry literally decided that the standard was gonna be HD DVD rather than Blu-ray, and that's why. And then, but then when Blu-ray, like, it's like
Took over.
the porn industry, like, literally, like, they started the VHS thing, the DVD, the Blu-ray. They really set that market, and it's weird, but yeah, it's a fact. You can look it up. I saw, I've
Oh,
watched a lot of
no,
documentaries.
that's good to know. Like, that's like good information. Because when you
Mhm.
think about the porn industry,
It's interesting.
there was a lot of damn porn tapes out there. Divix. Yeah, he said there's a lot of them out there, bro.
Yeah.
Like there was no short supply.
Nah, yeah, that's an industry that they do not stop making movies. I mean, they that's one of those industries that it's like recession proof or whatever. They constantly make movies.
So I wonder what they did during COVID, because it don't seem like they slowed down.
I never been a big porn guy. Like, I never was really into it that much. I always preferred the real thing. Like, uh, but that's just me. But it's a big industry. It's definitely. But the DCEU has fixed the MCU post credits scene mistake, but at what cost? The DCEU has improved on the MCU's post credit scenes with the Peacemaker show. But the show's handling of them might be to their detriment in to the end. Um, it might be worse off for doing so. Both franchises have tried their hand at post-credit scenes over the years with differing amounts of success. And for a while, post-credit scenes, especially the MCU's, have had a problem with how much engagement they require from the audience. Recent efforts from DC EU make it seem as if they're changing that, but it comes at the cost of giving people less reason to care about them. Ever since Iron Man's post-credit scene in 2008 teasing the information of the Avengers, it's been common for superhero movies to end with a post-credit scene teasing the future development in their franchise. Post-credit scenes quickly became an integral part of superhero movies that many moviegoers looked forward to. But as the years went by, the stingers started to go from fun little supplementary add-ons to becoming required viewing by laying out vital parts of the future story that needed to be seen to understand whatever came next. The post-credit scenes have become as important as the movie that preceded it, and not only was that not, what they started out as, the evolution had the effect of creating even more material for audiences to keep up with, which could be extremely draining. I noticed that too. Like, the they used to be like, oh, that's fun. But if you didn't see it, like, it didn't matter. But now, like, and now it's you had to see it to get what's going on. Like, they really made it an important part. And but I kind of like that. I don't know. What do you think? I kind of like that.
I think it's dope. It's different, so it's dope for me.
Yeah.
Um, I like the fact
It's
that
like a
they
hidden Easter egg, a treasure. You got to find it
right,
to
right, that you don't have to
decode it.
look for.
Mhm.
It's an Easter egg you don't have to look for, but you got to wait for
Mhm.
it.
But
You
you
got to wait
got
for
to
the
watch.
credits to
You got to
roll.
find it. Yeah.
Right, once the credits roll, you can catch it, and then you can be like, oh, okay, okay.
Right.
So that was dope. Like at the end of was it Avengers when they showed Nick Fury contacting Captain Marvel?
Oh yeah, that was the end of
Which one was that? Was that
that was
Endgame
when
or
that was the end of Infinity War
Infinity War? Yeah.
when he snapped and everybody started disappearing. He picked up his two-way and he was trying to get at her and disappeared and shit. But yeah,
Right. But she
that's
came.
they foreshadowed. Yeah, they foreshadowed her coming, and she
Not
came.
coming, right? And we got a movie in
Um,
between there.
yeah, and that's but yeah. So, but Peacemaker apparently the post-credit scenes are what they used
Yeah,
to be.
yeah. Cause
Every
like, cause I,
episode.
cause I
Go
had to
ahead. Go ahead.
ask at the end of Suicide Squad. All right, we see him get shot in the throat,
Mhm.
but on a TV series, I don't know how he survived that.
They showed it. Yeah, I know, but they showed it like in the first is the very first episode. In the beginning of the episode, they showed him like getting shot. He was in the hospital.
Right.
He wakes up in the hospital or whatever, but it's comic. It's
Yeah, but
superhero. That's how he survived. It's a comic book.
okay, we'll take that.
He survived just cause.
Okay, we'll take it.
you know, but every episode of Peacemaker they've every episode's had a post-credit scene so far, and all of them have just been extensions of scenes from earlier in the episode. Like, you know what I mean? Like more of like a continuation of something that you saw earlier. Like episode one's post-credit scene adds on to Peacemaker getting his new helmet. Episode 2 shows more of Peacemaker's Augie Smith being framed in a lineup. Episode 3 adds more banter to a scene between Peacemaker, Harcourt, and Vigilante. And episode 4's post-credit scene, spoiler alert, guys, has Peacemaker and Vigilante arguing about if it's possible to duck to wear a human suit. Possible for a duck to wear a human suit. But each post-credit scene, you know what I mean? But each post-credit scene adds more to the story, but all that's really being added is a goofy scene that's mostly inconsequential and doesn't need to be watched to understand the larger story. But and this is what most of the MCU post-credit scenes used to be. Bonus scenes that added more to the story, but weren't essential viewing for the franchise. Some of them were short gags like the Peacemaker ones, but others were merely short scenes about the MCU movie next in line, like Iron Man 2's tie into Thor. Initially, they could, you could skip them, and it didn't
Right.
have to, without missing out on too much. But it makes sense that Peacemaker's post-credit scenes would harken back to that old style since the show was created by Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn. And when I think of post-credit scenes, for some reason I think of Guardians. But most of the post-credit scenes for those movies were also just gags. They didn't advance the overall plot of the franchise. But post Marvel's post-credit scenes have become, some would say, a problem. Peacemaker's post-credit scenes are a breath of fresh air from those of the MCU, which have simply gotten too big. Like as I mentioned before, as the years went on, the fun post-credit scenes started devoting their time to setting up the major plot points of future films, like essential to understanding what would happen in the next MCU movie and where the franchise would be going next. While that's a definite draw to watch them, it just piles a number of things the viewer has to keep track of. But I don't really have a problem with that. What's going on here? Fuck me,
I
gentlemen.
don't think so.
And author Neil Gaiman, Netflix production. I suggest read the 13 chapters. The 13 chapters. Medalist?
Medalist.
Is that what that means? Medalist?
Yeah, medals. Yeah.
Medalist. ST.
Yeah, medalist.
Mark, expound on that. I don't
Yes,
quite.
please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
On that.
Clarify.
Because I
Yes,
rock
please
with.
clarify.
Right. I rock with the Sandman. That's a great story. I can't wait for that show. So what makes it even worse though is that there's sometimes no way of knowing how long it'll be there, or how long until there's any payoff from the post credit scenes, like especially with COVID and stuff, like messing stuff up, like release dates and things like that. Movies were coming out after, like, the post credit scene in the movie was supposed to come out before the movie that came out next, and then they came out in the wrong order basically. So you were like, what the fuck is that about? And then it was like a spoiler. It became problems because they made the post credit scenes too important.
Right.
But like for example, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 had the post credit scene teasing the appearance of Adam Warlock, which I was super hyped about. But then Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is not coming out till 2023, which is like 6 years between that post credit scene and it actually happening. And like I said, part of that's due to COVID, and James Gunn briefly being fired from the project. But it's a long wait regardless.
It
More recently,
is.
yeah, like who wants to wait 6 years? Because by then you've forgotten, like you don't even care anymore. But Spider-Man No Way Home post-credit scene ends with a fraction of Venom's symbiote abandoned in the MCU, right? A clear setup for the symbiote story in the MCU, but there's no way of knowing how many years it'll take for this to come out. Like the end of it, we know that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is gonna get the black suit. like because we saw that little bit of symbiote at the end of the post credit scene. They're letting you know,
Right.
but it's like, damn, now I gotta how long I gotta wait for that? You know what I mean?
But
Like,
at the end of Venom, the last Venom, remember they saw Spider Man and the symbiote
right,
was like, "Oh, I know him," and they
right,
was like, "Huh? Like, how do you know him?" So
mm-hmm.
I don't even know how they're going to explain that.
Word up.
I really don't.
Still not
But I'm
following you,
interested to
Mark.
know.
He said, "All right, fuck me, gentlemen. The Sandman, author Neil Gaiman, Netflix production. I suggest Reno read the 13 chapters first."
Oh, Sandman?
I guess. I'm still not quite following you, brother. Um, but I know yeah, I mean, I want to know what issues of the comic or what, graphic novel or whatever that the show is going to be directly pulling from. Is it going to be pulling from all of them? Is it going to pull from just the first few? Like what run, what series? That's what I'd like to know. Um, but yeah, the MCU's post credit scenes force people to take in even more knowledge than what they gained from the movie itself. And expect them to hold on to that information for years, like 6 years. Like we forgot that Adam Warlock was coming. You know what I mean, or whatever. If you weren't, if you're not into comics and you're not in the community, you're just someone that digs the movies. You really don't know what's going on, and
Right, right.
you know what I mean. But like start to
That's true.
finish,
No, that's
yeah,
true. And then like sometimes I have a niece. She watched The Matrix, and she was asking me about the whole thing, and she was saying she didn't understand it. And I was like, well, you got a long time between the last Matrix movie and this Matrix movie.
right,
And I was like, and I guess they wanted to show things changed in the new Matrix movie, or things progressed.
right,
But it was, I don't know, man. When you watch it, did I like the movie? Yeah, thought it was good. Yeah, it was cool, but unnecessary. Like the
right,
stuff that they did in it was just unnecessary. Like it was good that we didn't know what happened to
yeah,
Trinity, and that was great. But they resurrected him, which is why I guess it's called Resurrections. And it was just a lot, man. It was a lot to swallow. So for people who haven't
yeah,
seen the original Matrix, they're gonna be looking at it like, huh, like how does this make sense?
yeah,
But then you got to go back to original ones, and they're made totally
hmm,
different than this movie that just got made. Like
yeah,
they have they have a pickup pace. Like they start off slow, but they pick up as they go along,
right,
and
yep,
that wasn't the case with this movie. So it,
hmm,
it's a lot. It's a
yeah.
lot.
It is, it is, it is. Um, I was just looking. There was a Batman Easter egg in the Watchmen that stayed hidden for years. There was a time long
Really?
before Justice League and Zack Snyder's big ensemble comic book movie was The Watchmen, his 2009 film based on the classic graphic novel by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons. A gritty deconstruction of superhero genre, Watchmen tears apart what it means to be an all-American superhero team. But the title sequence has become something of a specialty for Zack Snyder. Watchmen is one of the greatest examples depicting snapshots of an alternate American history from 1940s to 1980s. We see the rise of the Minutemen, the precursors to the Watchmen, as well as their downfall. And we're even treated to some cute twists on real life events, like Dr. Manhattan appearing alongside Neil Armstrong during the Apollo moon landing in '69. But the very
Yeah.
first shot that has had DC fans taking since the film's release. Uh, the montage opens with Night Owl, right? One of the original Minutemen socking an armed robber right in the jaw in an alleyway outside a movie theater. If that seems
Okay.
familiar, it's because that's the Batman-like hero who was just saved.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's because the Batman-like hero has just saved Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's what was going on. So comic book fans will be all too familiar with this iconic scene, one of the most important crimes in DC history. In fact, Zack Snyder depicted it again during his Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice title montage, but the Watchmen version isn't quite the same. For one thing, the brutal killing of Thomas and Martha Wayne has been foiled by the 1940s era superhero Night Owl, aka Hollis Mason. This clearly throws a spanner in the works when it comes to the Dark Knight's origins. Without the bloody killing of his parents, there's just no reason for Bruce Wayne to become Batman. Although the scene
Mm,
openly establishes a link between Watchmen and the DC universe, as well as placing one of our heroes directly into Gotham City. Um, it's a bit more complicated than that, though. After all, without the murder of his parents, there's no Batman. Once again, like the rest of the title scene montage, this is an alternate history, except that this time, it's an alternate comic book universe. Ever since The Watchmen was released in 2009, DC fans have been convinced that this Batman Easter egg ties the movie into the wider DC universe. And then the director himself confirmed it. During an episode of Netflix Film School's director Zack Snyder stated in no uncertain terms that this scene depicts the origin of Batman. The concept is that Night Owl is sort of saving the Waynes from dying after an opera, he revealed, and so there's no Batman. The neat twist on Batman's iconic origin story works well alongside the alternate history of the movie's title montage. It also establishes Watchmen as part of the wider DC universe.
right.
But yeah, like the Watchmen were like a team, right? And they kind of like took the place of like the Justice League or whatever, because in that sort of universe there's no Justice League, there's no Superman, Batman, there's
No.
Dr. Manhattan and Night Owl and shit like that. So but yeah, that's a cool I didn't know that. Like I had no idea. I did not.
You that look. That's
Yeah.
new to me too. I gotta
Wow.
watch it again just to see, just to catch up and see
Word.
what that's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hal
but
Jordan is
Watchmen was dope. Watchmen was a dope DC. That was a dope
yeah, I
movie.
liked it. I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah,
I
Watchmen
liked the
was dope.
show though even better. Like a lot of people, the show had
I couldn't
mixed
get into the show.
reviews.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
get
a
into
lot
the
of people
show.
didn't
I
like it.
tried.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it
Yeah,
was great.
my sister was watching it real hardcore too. She thought it was the best thing since Pockets on Pants. I was like,
Yeah, me
damn.
too. It was really good. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know how
couldn't.
maybe it was
I
the
couldn't
mood I
get
was in
into
at the time, but yeah, I dug the hell out of it. It was like it was just right for me at the time. Like place I was in, it just came at the right time, and I dug it. The deeper meanings and all of that hidden storyline that.
Now, there was one episode I watched a little bit of, right? Since you saw it.
Mhm.
What was the deal with was Owlman ever in it?
I don't
Like,
think so. If he was, it was just like a cameo or so, like a
because remember they had a ship, they crashed his ship. The girl was, I don't know how she
right.
was going after the ship. Like I never
Yeah.
got that part. I never got what that all was
That was a
building up
whole
to.
thing. That was a whole thing with like the one of the superheroes is black,
Right.
but no one knew it, or they never took off the mask, or he never took off the mask. It's something he was getting racially. He was getting like having racial attacks and stuff like that back in the day, and like they they went back. They did these flashbacks and that owl copter or whatever it was. They used that at some point to try and like foil the bad guys thing, and then like they at one point I think they picked up the guy from the air. It was like a thing, and then they dropped the car. I don't know. It was a lot. It's a lot,
Thank
but
you.
it's good. It's a
Thank
lot,
you.
but it's a whole lot. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's a
Thank
whole
you.
lot.
I'm not. Thank you. I'm not going. That's all I wanted to hear. That's all.
Yeah.
Because it was, and I was in the episode I watched. I was like, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, this is
You have to watch every episode in order to get it, because yeah, if you were to just come in and watch that episode, it would make no sense. Especially if you knew about Watchmen. If you're thinking
right.
about the movie at all, if you're thinking about the comics, it's more based on the graphic novels than the first movie was, and then it is on the movie. Like it really has nothing to do with the movie. It's like they did the show to be like, this is what the Watchmen is supposed to be like. That movie got it wrong. Like that movie was
Right.
a movie. This is how the graphic novel story goes. That's kind of,
Okay, okay, okay.
like
Because the
one of
movie
those.
was dope. I
The
don't
movie
care
was
what.
dope, but if you were into the graphic novel, you had a lot of complaints or like, oh man, I wish they would have did that, or why'd they do it that way? And then like the show was like sticking more to the source material, like we
Source
always say.
material. Okay.
So yeah, man.
I
Uh,
don't care. The movie was still dope.
movie was dope.
That's
Movie
so
was great. Movie was great. Tom Hardy, powerful.
yeah.
Why did he say that? Did we? What was Tom Hardy in?
He wasn't in Watchmen.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. Mark, what do you mean?
Batman.
Tom Hardy's my boy though. That's my boy. Uh, he was Bane.
Yeah, Batman. He was in Batman.
Yeah, yeah, he was Bane.
But so he wasn't in Watchmen. Watchmen was just
Mhm.
When I first saw Watchmen, I was blown away because I was like, damn, this is just like the comic way it's starting off and everything. Like I was like, damn, this is good.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
they they, they really stayed with everything. I like that. I thought that was dope. Dopest
Mhm.
thing ever. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching Cooks, my man. Shout out to Cooks 24 podcast. I was watching him on his podcast yesterday on his Instagram. He was interviewing a guy, and the guy was like just trashing Barry Allen and Hal Jordan. He was like, they're whack. They're just garbage characters. Woo, woo. He was going, explaining himself, but it made me think about Hal Jordan finally returns to save the Green Lanterns in the latest issue of DC's Green Lantern. Um, it's a spoiler alert for Green Lantern issue number 10. In the latest issue of DC's Green Lantern, Hal Jordan finally returns to save the surviving members of the Corps. After the massive attack on Oa and the destruction of the central power battery, very few lanterns were left with charged power rings, while Hal Jordan's ring is special and still holds power. Why
See,
does his
that
ring
see, I don't understand that part. All right, look.
is his
This
ring
is see,
magic
this is where
or
no, I don't know what's up, but listen. Okay. JoJo, her ring is a special ring that charges itself. Like when
Mhm,
she's not using it, it automatically charges itself. So
mhm.
let's say, so the longer she waits, the more fuller the battery will get to 100.
Right,
So, but her ring is the only one that does that, and that's only because she's so far out, she can't get the OA to always
right,
recharge her ring.
right.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of times they'll fly to OA, they'll recharge their rings. They'll have the
Mhm.
small batteries. Like later on, they had the small batteries they could use to recharge, but even those need recharging after a while.
See, I thought
So
he
like,
charged it big. I thought he had that big ass that lantern, like the real lantern. He would bring that around and charge
yeah,
his
those are
ring
called
with.
they call them batteries. The lanterns
Okay,
call them batteries, but you're
okay.
right, they're lanterns, but they call them batteries. But even those have to be recharged. Like you got to take it
Right,
back to OA and charge it, and then
right.
you can. It's like having one of
Like having a
these.
power pack, yeah, like a
Right,
charger,
yeah,
a
it's like
phone,
having a power pack.
wireless
Right,
charger, yeah,
right.
yeah.
So her ring doesn't need one at all. But
Mhm.
somebody destroyed the main battery on O, so nobody's ring can get charged. I don't know how Hal Jordan's ring is special.
Yeah,
I
that's
got issue 10, like I have issue 10.
mhm.
I just haven't read it yet. Like I bought it and I just haven't read it yet. I've read 9 and 9. Uh, JoJo went to Sinestro's world, where the corpse is, where the yellow corpse is, and she goes there and she had a talk with Sinestro because she was trying to figure out, who did it, like who would do this. And Sinestro was like, look, he figured out that her ring was special. Like he was like, oh, like your joint ain't like the rest of them. She
Right.
was like, no. And she was like, I'm not like them. Like I don't have a power issue. It's just when I don't use it, it'll power up.
That's
I
crazy.
mean, right. And she didn't tell him that, but they had a talk and then she left. Like she just stepped off and it was like, it was like, damn. Like Sinestro was even impressed at the way her ring worked. But Green Lantern, I gotta read that. I'm gonna read that tonight because I want to
Yeah, because
find out why
they're
his ring.
saying Hal's ring is somehow able to save the day. Like, um, his ring is it's they say it's special. It still holds power. He was told by the Corps acting Captain Joe Mullen, and I think that's who you mean, right? To stay away, being held in reverse or in reserve. Um, Now the time has finally come for Hal Jordan to come back into the light to back up the Corps. But yeah, I think that's what they're saying. Is that who you're talking about? JoJo? Is that Joe Mullen?
Yeah,
Mullane?
Joe Mullen. They call her JoJo Malene. Yeah,
Right,
and
right.
she is actually little tidbit, guys. Get your comics while you can.
Mm,
She is actually the first African American female Green Lantern
right,
that we've seen in the comics. We
right.
haven't seen
We have one already African American Green Lantern, but she's the first female.
right. We didn't have a female before,
Right,
and she's it. She's it.
absolutely. And previously in Green Lantern, Oa was attacked by major offensive that resulted in the explosion of the central power battery. That is what they come to Oa to charge their stuff with, depleting nearly every Lantern's ring of its willpower. With the Guardians of Oa being caught in a state of quantum suspension as well. With John Stewart being far away in the regions of space known as the dark sectors, Joe Mullen stepped up to lead the Corps with her own unique ring that still has a charge. She also managed to uncover the truth behind Oa's attacker, a guardian gone rogue named Koyos, seeking to restore magic to the cosmos, seeing as how the Guardians apparently limited its strength when they harnessed willpower. And now, now Green Lantern number 10 from Joffrey Thorne, Chris Cross, Juan Castro, Marcos Tucci sees Koyos revealing himself as a major threat.
Mm.
Looking to finish what he began with his first attack, while Guardians are revived. Not even they can stop Koyos and his new magical power. Even with JoJo, soldiers of the United Order, and the surviving Lanterns wearing armored mech suits instead of rings, Koyos still has the upper hand. However, this is when Hal Jordan gets his moment, just like Marvel's Falcon in the Avengers Endgame, showing up to save the day, with a surprise cavalry of several super friends. And thankfully, it looks as though Joe's plan to keep Hal back until the right time was the perfect call. Joined by the members of the Justice League, it's possible that they'll be able to help tip the scales and defeat Koyos once and for all. It's just a truly cool moment to conclude this issue in particular, teasing an epic battle in the issues to come that will decide the fate of the Green Lantern Corps.
I'm like, yeah, well, it's been real bleak. It's been real bleak for him. I mean, if you've been reading it, like I've been reading it,
Right,
it didn't start off good. You see, John Stewart is alive. Kilowog and a couple of other more famous Lancers, they need help. They need to be rescued. They're working on that, and by the time you get to issue 9 to 10, they've done that, and now I think they find out in 9, they kind of really figured out who did it because nobody knew what went wrong,
right.
and now they kind of figure out who did it. So issue
Koyos.
10 should, issue 10 should confirm that because I think they're gonna confirm in issue 10. It should be more of a confirm because they had an idea and they came up with a theory and they were going to go and prove that theory.
Right,
So we'll see. I haven't read it yet. Like I said, I have it, but I haven't read it, and it's
right.
actually been good. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been really good. Like better than usual. Like, even Suicide Squad's been good. They should be like on issue 10. Suicide Squad's been, bro, it's been excellent. Bro.
Yeah, I heard
It's
that. I heard that.
yeah. Suicide Squad. If you're not reading that right now, go get it. It's been off the chart phenomenal, bro. So get it when you can. Have you been watching Peacemaker?
I have. I watched one episode, but I didn't get past
So what?
that.
So what'd
But
you think?
I mean, I thought it was cool. I thought it was a fun show. It's good acting, filmed well. Um, Seems like it has a cool storyline. Like I plan to continue watching it. I thought it was good.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was. I thought it was good too, man. I thought it was very entertaining. it was. It was like very entertaining. And
Yeah,
the
it's fun.
character choice that's in there, to me, since I read a lot of DC, um, the character choices that are in there are very interesting. Because everybody in there that's for Project Butterfly, they work for Argus.
Right.
So the chick, the African American girl, that is actually Amanda Waller's daughter.
Ah,
They don't tell you that right now. They kind of keep it vague and kind of make it seem like, like she's working close with Waller. Because there's an
right.
episode where she's talking to her, she's talking to her, video chat, but she's
Uh-huh.
actually her daughter. Like she's actually Amanda Waller's daughter. and you go on, and the guy that Rick Flag, what was his name? The guy that Rick Flag said, he said, yeah, he kind of kills people. He said, yeah, um, he was like, he said, I really don't trust him.
Hmm.
What was his name? It was not Vigilante.
Mm.
Mern, Mern, Mern,
Murder?
Mern. Mern is the one. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, Mern. Clemson Mern. Yeah, he's like a mercenary. Um, but he's their leader. But he answers directly to Waller. Like Waller, like anything they do or anything they come, he answers to Waller. But what he doesn't know, I don't think so right now, is that the girl is actually Waller's daughter. So she's actually keeping an eye on him. Like he's there to keep them in check, and then she's there to keep an eye on him. So, but he does. I don't think he knows it. I don't. From what I gathered watching it, I don't think he knows that. That's
Right.
and she reports directly to Waller. Everything
Mm.
they do, even though she's supposed to be reporting to him, but she reports. She just I don't know.
Yeah.
But in the I don't know. See, because he's not a character in the comics, but he's a character for the TV show. Sort of like
Mm.
what's my man name in Walking Dead? Um, what's my man in Walking Dead? The guy that was with Rick all the time.
Um,
With the
the
crossbow.
guy, the Daryl.
Daryl. Yeah, like Daryl was made for the TV show. He's not in the comics. He's not a comic book character. That's why they won't kill him off. They won't kill Daryl off. And
Yeah.
yeah. Because a lot of people were like, well, damn, why didn't Daryl die? But they're like, nah, Daryl was made for the TV show,
Yeah.
so he
Just read
can't.
the instructions. Sorry, man.
Yeah, yeah. So they won't kill Daryl, and they won't kill Negan either. So we're stuck with them.
Right. This is true. This is true. Um, I was trying to get this. I was trying to get a picture for y'all, man, because Raekwon has a new project with Foot Locker with Diodora and Foot Locker, and he's
Okay.
got a dope new shoe that he made. It's got his little name and shit. Let me see if I could get. Oops, but yeah, it's pretty dope. Like on his 1999 track, aptly titled "Sneakers," Raekwon proclaims that he's a multi-thousand pair of sneak freak. And while we may have never gotten an exact tally of his collection, he has certainly solidified his status in the footwear world. The rap legend and his Wu-Tang clan brethren's largest contribution to the space may be bringing Clark Wallabies into the lifestyle space throughout the 90s. And decades later, his love for sneakers hasn't been wavered. He can still be seen lacing up everything from Adidas to EQTs to high tops from Don C's, just Don on his Instagram page. His biggest moments in the sneaker world recent years have been various collaborations with Diodora, and the partnership just kicked off in 2015 with the help of Packer shoes via N9000 covered in purple suede that was released by the well-known T-Neck New Jersey Outpost to celebrate the famed purple tape. The nickname given to Raekwon's classic debut, only built for Cuban links, for his purple cassette. It's mind blowing to me how many people don't know that too. Like I'll be talking about the purple tape, and people will not know what I mean. And
Well, you talking to the how can I put it? The millennial. You got to explain everything if you're not direct with them generation. Like sometimes, like okay, the other day I watched a guy. He was doing a review on Nintendo 64. So
right,
he's holding the controller and he's like, "Oh, like I don't understand. Like what? Like you hold it like this. Thing. It was actually a controller, and we were in the comments, like, come, and everybody was telling him, like,
huh,
look, dude, you held it. It was a three-way controller. You had three ways to hold it. You had the right, the left, and then the middle configuration.
right,
And the way he was talking about, like, it was so alien, and the way he described it, it was like, dude, you can't, like, damn, you can't even get that right. Like, they just don't get anything right. Like I was saying, like my niece, she watched The Matrix. She said she didn't get it. She said first of all, she said it was slow. She said it was like really slow. I was like, The Matrix? She was like, yeah. I was like, nah,
Yeah, yeah,
those
The
are dope.
Matrix, not slow.
Yeah, those are dope. Those are dope.
Yeah, these are
Yeah.
dope, and you can't see, but if you look right at the back of the heel, you can just see the O and the N, where it
Oh yeah,
says
you can. Yeah.
Raekwon. Yeah, and it says Raekwon in the, same, like, font that it did on the cassette. You know how it was like a mixture of lowercase and uppercase letters?
Right.
That weird, you know, how you did and then it's got that little
Bruh.
tag hanging,
I've
says
never
Raekwon approved, community links,
community links.
word,
I've
established
I've
23.
never owned a pair. I've never owned a pair of Deodorants, bro.
Nah, nah,
Nah. Couldn't
nope.
even
They
couldn't
look
even
like
tell you. I mean,
Saucony's
my life, no, no,
or
I'm lying. I'm lying. I had a pair of white ones. I had a pair of white Deodorants. I had the tennis joints. I had a pair of white tennis joints. Man. White and green. I had a pair of white and green ones. Way
yeah,
back in the day. Yeah. Now, are
yeah,
they
they
for
did.
sale? Can we get those? Can we get those or
Well,
no?
yeah, they will be dropping, the, they asked, "Can you speak a little bit about this project you have going with Diadora and Foot Locker?" And Raekwon said, "Foot Locker and Diadora, I feel like is part of hip hop culture and sneakers. Diadora has definitely been a brand that I grew up on, and this whole project that we are doing is to empower our community and just give back to these kids in a way where fashion and culture meet. Basically, just give the opportunities to these youngsters and make the youngsters have entrepreneurial dreams and visions of doing the things that they love to do." So that's pretty much what we came together for. This is a project that I, was deeply impassioned by, and I bought the idea to Foot Locker and Diodora, and they loved that I was going with it, and they wanted to be part of this journey. And they said, "You've worked with Diodora on a couple sneaker projects in the past as well. What about the brand makes them such a perfect partner for you and what you do and what you want to do?" And Raekwon said they became perfect partners because they were the ones that were a part of my vision when I made my own collab sneaker with them, the Purple Tapes. I did a collaboration situation with Packer, this guy who I knew for a long time that basically allowed my vision to come to fruition. And Diodora was right there to support us. They believed in what we do, creative wise. They basically was like, "Yo, we love what y'all do." Ray is an icon. They were like, "Ray is an icon in the fashion world, the sneaker world. He's always been a guy that has been known for bringing fly, setting trends. And we've been doing this since back in the 90s, wearing different things that people looked at to follow and trend. And I've been really rocking stuff from silk shirts to fly sweatsuits to suede jackets to footwear. So I pretty much made the name for myself inside the game as one of those fashionable guys that created what you see today. You you see a lot of these kids with now fascinated with color, making colorful sneakers, doing what they're doing, and you also and also just being involved in the fashion world itself. I feel like
Yeah, bro,
fashion
they
and hip
are.
hop,
Yeah.
yeah, it's it's
And
it's
yeah.
it's it's big now.
The thing
And
with the colors is just it's just too much now, man. I mean, look, some of it is dope. You be like, all right, but then some of you like, all right, now wait a minute, this is like a what
yeah,
you're like a walking billboard. Like it's just too much.
right, with like a damn clown with 50,000 colors and bright. But Ray, they gotta give props, you know what I'm saying, to the people that really set that off and started that whole thing. And that's cats like Capadonna, Raekwon, Ghostface, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah.
those are the people that really set that off. Um,
Especially Ray and Ghost. Ray and Ghost, you
man,
could say were probably
yeah,
the
and
forerunner of
Capadonna,
that.
he's the
Cat
fashion,
too, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, he's the
Because even when
fashion
they
guy.
came out with Wu Wear all when Wu Wear was it had a lot of colors, man. Just
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that what's your name? What's your name had a lot of colors too, like crazy. Fubu. If you ever wore Fubu, they had a
mhm,
lot of crazy colors too. Yeah,
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 yeah, they
they went
started out
through.
with just red and black.
Yeah,
Yeah, Fubu was just red and black at first. Actually, they started out with they were just T-shirts with big patches on the shirt, and that was like their first thing.
I remember that. Yeah. Then
I
who's
wore
the other
one.
one?
I had went up north. I was living in Florida at the time. I went up north and copped it, and I came down back to Florida, and I was rocking it. And Cass was like, "The fuck is a fubba?" They were like clowning me. I'm like, all right, just watch. 6 months later, that's all you saw anywhere was FUBU, and I stopped wearing it at that point. You know what I mean? Like, stopped wearing it. Shit got corny quick. Um,
I beg to differ. Fubu is an established brand now, bro.
yeah,
They're
but
big in Europe. They're big in Europe. Like in
yeah, but
Europe,
over
they
here,
are.
they're Walmart clothes. Now they're in Walmart. See, once a
Oh,
brand goes to Walmart for the brand, that's a good thing. Like they're making
right.
more money than ever now. But for the fashion world, for the hip hop, for the streets, you can't wear nothing that you bought out of Walmart.
They're also in J.C. Penney too. J.C. Penney sells Fubu as well.
Is there JC Penney
It's,
still?
yes, sir. Yes.
All
And
the ones
Macy's.
I've known of closed.
Macy's is another one that sells Fubu.
Yeah,
Macy's sells Fubu. So does I was in, you know what, I was in
it's not
Snipes.
cool no
I
more.
was in Snipes
Yeah,
one day, and a guy was girl and said, "Oh, you wouldn't catch me in no Fubu, blah 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 blah." So I was like, "Well, man," I was like, first of all, you inside of a store that comes from out of Germany that
yeah,
sells urban
Europe,
hip hop clothing. So
right?
okay, you wrong all the way around because this whole store is from Germany. Like this whole company is from Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now hip hop started over here.
Yep.
But I had to explain to him that Fubu is big over in Germany.
Yeah.
It's huge. It's an established brand like Polo in America.
Word.
Like that's just how it is. And I was like, you can say whatever you want, but it is literally established in Europe.
Shout out
And they
Jim
took
Mee.
Jim Mee. I
Jim
think
Mee
Jim
sent
Mee
me
had
all
on a
these.
didn't he have on a Fubu shirt in his joint?
He might have. He might have at some point, but yeah, that's one of his. He sent me a stack of these stickers. He sent me. Look at this. He sent me all these CDs.
Nah, get out of
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. He sent me a package with all these CDs. It's it's 3 different CDs, but he just sent me a ton of copies. I don't know what this one says. It's like Mit Retman Gutzen. I don't know. That's German, but and everything's in Germany or in German, all the language, and then he's got. But they're beautifully
Small
like
man,
they're
Jim Mee.
official, bro. Jimmy is
Small
doing
man,
it.
Jim
Like
Mee.
look, he got these ones. That's the paper ones that they're dope as fuck. He's got the insert, like the whole thing is beautiful. The CDs are great, and then
And
he's
when you
got
get a
these
chance,
ones.
send me
These
one
are
of them when you get a chance.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna send these around. But these are the sealed. He's got these sealed in like cellophane or whatever, and that's an best best beste more German, and it's all German. Everything is in German. All the lyrics or all the song titles and all of that. And then
That's
he
what I'm
sent this
talking
one.
about, Jim Mee. What I'm talking about. That's my
Einer
man.
unter Wien. Einer
Yeah.
unter Wien.
Me and Jim Mee gonna do his next video together.
Word
I'm
up.
flying over. I'm in the video.
And this one is sick. This reminds me of a Wu Tang album cover or something.
Yeah, that is dope.
Like the Japanese warriors in the background, like the Japanese style building
That's
right
dope.
there, Chinese building. Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
all
that's dope.
written in like you can see the sort of the font. It's like Enter the Wu Tang or something.
But it's ended to Jim Mee. Jimmy,
Right,
you the man. Jimmy, you the
Jimmy is the
man.
man.
You was the man, Jim Mee.
See, you got to hop on IG more, because Jimmy be on there. He coming in the lives and shit. We be chopping it up. He be in there just
Jimmy
chilling with us. He'll come in there late night and be up all night drinking, getting toe down.
and Jimmy just pop in, huh?
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about,
pop
bro.
in,
That's what I'm talking
toe down.
about. Jimmy. Jimmy is the man, bro. I'm gonna be in this next video. I just want y'all all to know. I want everybody to know the next video. Jimmy makes. I'm gonna be in it. I'm flying to Germany. We're gonna do the damn thing.
He sent me all these shits too.
That's dope,
Stickers.
man.
The Weed Man. It's a superhero named Weed Man. Then he got the Raunch, the Roch Wolken, the Roch Wolken gang. the
Wash Milky.
Rausch, Rausch
Rausch.
Wolken gang.
Rausch Milky.
Rausch Wolken. Raus Wolkengang. And then you got the straight up Jim Me signatures.
Yeah, Jim
I got
me in the
autographed
building.
autographed Jim
Jim
Me.
me in the building, bro.
Mad
Stop.
autographed Jim Me flyers and shit.
Stop. Jim me in the building, bro.
He says, stay healthy, Jim Me. Well, he dated him too. What is that? It says 12/12/21.
Damn.
It's my wife's
Man,
birthday.
man. It's 2 days after my brother's birthday. My brother's the 10th.
Yeah,
My
my
son,
mom's
my
is
son
like
is the
the
ninth.
ninth.
Yeah, my son is the ninth.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
mom's the ninth. My grandfather is the 14th. Wife's the
my
12th.
dad, my dad is the 26th, and my nephew is the 24th. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, god dang. What you call them? Oh, these are dope too.
And my niece is the 11th. Damn, we
Sagittarius.
know. Yeah, my niece is the 11th. So we actually know somebody whose birthdays are 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's some other shoes too that he did. These are some dope ones. You can see the back. They say Diodora, Raekwon. Um, Raekwon. I mean Diodora. It's funny. They look like Adidas a little
They
bit,
do.
and the way that they write the font.
Got the Diodoro on there.
Yeah, it's like very much like Adidas.
To me, they always kind of reminded me of like Sarconi. Like if you ever saw Sarconi's,
That's what I
they
said
kind of
earlier.
reminded me of those.
Yeah, they look
Yeah,
like Shakoni. Shakonis in, ponies in. That's how his song goes. Ray's got a song called Sneakers on Immobilarity, where he just names like a whole bunch of different sneakers from back in the day. I'd be like, yo, I forgot about those Elises. Fucking
I seen a pair of what's your names the other day. I was online. Travel Fox. I forgot about those joints. I was like, damn. It's like, man, what the freak? I'm glad I never wore those.
Travel
Glad I never
Fox.
Travel Fox.
Hmm. Shit, I remember Buster Browns.
I remember those. Kangaroos, remember Kangaroos? They changed the
Yep.
name to just Ruse now. They're called
Ruse.
Ruse.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
See, these are
Yeah, that's
different.
dope.
So you got these and then you got these. But that's how the back look. You see where it says Raekwon on the back. But look, you see how it says Diodora? That looks like the Adidas logo. Like they're not even
Yeah.
trying. Like if you just see that, you're gonna think that's Adidas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. They dope.
But
I'd
they
rock
dope.
them. I would be
I
damn.
would definitely
I'm
fuck with them.
still rocking. Yeah, I'm still
100%.
definitely rocking.
Absolute.
Still definitely rocking.
Where is um oh shit. I was looking at what's he gonna be in? What's he's about to be in? This guy that played Sir Arthur Dane in Game of Thrones.
Hmm.
He's gonna play Thomas Wayne in the Batman. Shit, camera's
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna play Thomas Wayne, um, Dr. Thomas Wayne in DC's upcoming film, The Batman. So a Twitter user identified Roberts from a still in one of the Batman's trailers. You could just see him referred back to a picture the actor shared on Instagram. The post, which was shared on December 17th, 2020, features Roberts reading the graphic novel Batman Sins of the Father, a miniseries based on the adventure game Batman, the Telltale series. The caption describes it as last minute character research in my trailer. Previous actors who played Thomas Wayne have played Thomas Wayne on film include David Bax in 1989's Batman, Linus Roach in Batman Begins, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And don't forget
Mm.
the guy that played him in the movie Joker, the
Oh,
Joaquin
yeah.
Phoenix. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
There was
Yeah.
a
But
Thomas Wayne
my
was in
thing
there.
is, we don't want to see Thomas Wayne. We want to see Thomas Wayne as Batman.
I want to see Thomas Wayne, Flashpoint, Thomas Wayne. Yeah,
Right. It's Batman.
badass.
I mean, come on, Hollywood.
Yeah,
Don't
what?
kill us for don't bore us to
You don't
death with a
care.
story about Thomas
Hmm.
Wayne or we
Hmm.
just want to go. Look, it's nothing to go into. We know all we need to know. We just don't know nothing about him as Batman.
That's it.
That's what we want to
That's
know.
all.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We don't care nothing about
Yeah.
that. We just want to see him as Batman because that's a dope
So,
ass character.
that's like I've like, even when I first saw that, like Bruce Wayne gets killed. You know what I mean? It drives him to become Batman. Martha
Yeah, man.
becomes Martha
Like this is
becomes
one
the
of the
Joker. Yeah, she becomes the
dopest characters.
Joker. Yeah, so it's like it's dark, bro.
Look how dope
Genius.
that looks.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't damn find the figure with the mask on. I still want to find that. Still can't find the figure. The DC
Did they ever make
multiverse.
one? Let me see
Yeah,
something.
yeah, no. First they came out with this figure, and then this is what Todd McFarlane does. We talked about it the other day. He'll reissue. He'll make a whole new figure just to put a new head on it. When what Marvel Legends does is they'll put 2, 3 heads in the box, so you can switch the head, and it's different, versions. But like this one, he'll put this out, and then he'll put out the character again with the no mask, and it's called the unmasked version. Body is the same toy, but it's just a different head. So who wants to really go out and buy two of the same toy just to have a different head on it? It's a very flawed system that
you
McFarlane.
mean collectible?
Well, call it what you want. I don't care.
I know I'm just messing with you,
No,
man.
I know what you mean. But fuck it.
Yeah,
Like I call it a fucking toy. I don't give a damn.
right.
I
Yeah,
buy
I can't.
toys.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see him. Is that the only one? Because I don't see. I
I
mean, I
mean,
see the one
they're on eBay
right. I see the one
without the mask, but
without the mask. He's
if
got
you
a
want the
sword.
mask joint, you got to go to eBay. You got to buy it aftermarket.
Wow.
Yeah, you can't find like they just stop putting them in the damn store for some reason.
Oh man, that's that's super lame. Like they made a movie version of Dark Side, but I thought that was lame because I don't know why they would do that when they just give us a real comic book version of Dark Side
Yeah, did you see that? I
as a
can't stand that
collectible.
toy. It was
Yeah,
whack.
as
The
a
collectible. Sorry, I couldn't stand that collectible because the chest. I don't know, like the body part. It just didn't seem right. It seemed like he was scrawny in the stomach or something.
yeah, I'm looking at
You
it
know what
now.
I mean? Kind of. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. It's like it has. I was gonna
Yeah,
tell you about that too. I wanted to see what you thought about that one. 'Cause I almost bought it, and then I looked at the body part, and I'm like, this is it don't
I was gonna buy it too.
I
Yeah.
don't feel like it's accurate." And then I was gonna ask you if that was how he's supposed to look.
Mm-mm. No, I've
Alright.
seen way better versions of Darkseid. As far as the toy is concerned, and that just didn't make any sense to me.
This is the one I'm after.
Now that's dope. I would like then that what I like to get. But I've never seen that one in the store.
No,
Ever.
that's the one. I saw it in the store, and at the time, I think I was buying a bunch of other shit and a bunch of other figures, and that was just one that didn't make it in the basket, and because,
Wish
I
it
was like,
would
"Okay,
have. Wish it would
I
have now,
I know, I do, because I was like, it's gonna be here. I'll, get it again, get it when I come back next weekend or whatever.
huh?
And it was gone. You couldn't find them, and then all of a sudden they started putting out the unmasked version, which it's the same toy from the neck down, same figure,
Just without
collectible.
the mask.
It's just now he's got gray hair, and it just looks dumb. Like I don't. Why do you want that? Like who would want that?
Some people want it.
And I could see
Some
putting the
people want
head
it.
in the box. Like when
That
you
would
buy
be dope.
Marvel Legends,
All
there's two
right,
or
that'd
three
be
heads.
dope. Two heads. Right. Yeah, because
That's how
I
that's how
got a
Marvel
Marvel
does.
Legends. I got a Cyclops, and it's got two heads. It's got one with the beams coming out, one without the beams. It might even have three heads.
Look at this. This is a bag of heads. This is a bag of parts that come with Marvel Legends and shit. I mean, just heads, bro. Just tons of heads, different heads that come with shit. They come with different heads,
Yeah,
different
that's dope.
versions you could put on. Like you could put the old man Logan on. You could put, you could put the long hair Magneto without the helmet if you want.
That's dope. Yeah,
But
that's
it
dope.
comes right, yeah. But it comes in the box. Like you don't have to buy a whole new figure just to get the new head. Like here's a Cyclops. If you want to wear the sunglasses, if you want to put on
That's
the
dope.
sunglasses version,
That's dope.
Gwenpool smiling.
Yeah, where'd you
Uh,
get that, bro?
Gwenpool.
I'm looking for a Gwenpool.
Yeah, no, I mean, what Nightcrawler? But yeah, it's a whole bag of them. Build a figure. It's funny. I have like probably. See now, this is dope too. Oh, this is cool. This is Jean Grey.
Yeah, the Jean Grey. That's dope.
The head sculpts are always nice with the female characters. Here's the old school Wolverine, the original,
That's super dope.
his
That's
original
super dope.
helmet, his original mask. But this is cool because this came with Mystique, right? But it's Rogue, but it's half Mystique, so it's showing like her transforming into Rogue.
Oh, that is super
So
dope.
I mean, so it's like a mid transformation of her turning into Mystique, turning into Rogue, and it came with Mystique, the Mystique figure. But that's something that DC needs to figure out, man, and start doing because if I want the beautiful flowing locks of Old Man Hawkeye, see that?
That is dope, bro. That is super dope. But you
But
know
you
what?
can't.
I found out too that DC put him in charge of the toy line. So right
Yeah.
now, his toy company, he made some deal at the last, I guess, Toy Con or whatever you want to call it, where his company exclusively makes the figures for DC. So like he has a line, he has a whole line just for DC, and they're very popular. So
Mhm.
I'm with you on that. I gotta buy a whole nother character to get a whole nother head. I'm with
Yeah,
that, bro.
that's swag.
But why? I'm with you too. Why do it? Like why make me spend another 15, $20 when you could have just charged me 25 for
Right.
another for one with two heads instead of 20 or 15 or 20. And I mean 20 to 25.
It's a lot. It's a lot because you know you've got to decide: do I want this new character right here, or do I want to buy this, new head for this character? It's like, and they're expensive. Some, they get up to 20, $30. And you know what
Yeah.
else they do that's whack is they'll put out 2 packs where 2 figures come in 1 pack, but one of the
Hmm.
figures will be a figure that they sold singly already. So you probably already have it.
Oh yeah,
So
and then they'll do a double pack. Yeah.
yeah, so the double pack has one guy that you've already bought and then one new guy. So now to get this new guy, you got to rebuy this one that you already have. And that's just bullshit. Shit like that. That's something DC, Todd McFarlane, y'all doing us dirty, man. We don't appreciate
Now we don't appreciate that all,
we don't
Todd.
appreciate
And I've
that
bought
at
a
all.
lot of your toys, but
Word.
please hook us up.
Word. But hmm, it's 8 o'clock. I know you got to get to work and things, so we can wrap it up, rip it out.
And walk
Yep.
it out.
And walk it out, walk it out, walk it out. But yeah, man, we just chopped it up today. Had a little bit of DC news updates.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so yeah, man, it was cool. Shout out to the Wu Tang.
Okay.
Um, and Ray.
So
Sue.
yeah, bro, those is dope, bro. I'm getting those, bro. I'm gonna find those, and I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get one of those too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Definitely,
sir.
because I have an Aquaman, I got an Ocean Master, and I have a Black Manta.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Ocean, yeah.
And those are
Black
rare
Manta
because
would be dope. Yeah.
Now I got those from Wade's Comics. I've never seen them anywhere else, especially the ones that I have. I'll break them out Monday. I'll
Mhm.
break them out Monday and show them off. But they're definitely dope, and I need to break them out because I can't find my Black Manta, and I've been looking for it for a long time, bro. That Jimmy?
Nah, this is StreamYard put in these new background music that you could throw on. Do the
Jimmy need to
volume.
float in this joint. Jimmy need to float in this joint, yo.
Word. Slogging, 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 slick, speaking, spoken, slick, slogging. Sorry.
I was getting ready to do that. I was getting ready to do the same thing. I was getting ready to do the same thing, yo.
Yo, he be killing it though. I don't know what he be saying, but I know he ripping it.
Yeah,
He getting
Jimmy
real
be
busy.
rocking it. Jimmy be rocking it.
He be coming on freestyling and shit on Instagram shows, man. He pop into Instagram live and go to freestyling and shit. Six element
Jimmy,
of hip hop. Reno, I'll be like, yo, he killing it.
yo, Jimmy is the. Told you I'm be in his next video, man. I'm telling you. Jimmy
Yeah.
he already know. We already talked about. I'm being
Fly
in the
us
next
out to Germany, yo.
video. Yeah, I'm going out to Germany, bro. We going out to Germany. We're gonna be in the video.
Eat some Wiener Schnitzel.
Yeah. Drink some beer, eat some Wiener Schnitzel,
Or some
make a video.
big ass Stein
Then
cup.
down a pint. Get a pint.
Pint.
Serve pints over that piece.
Yeah.
Get a pint. Call it a night.
But all right, y'all. We out, man. We out.
Peace.